Welcome to Rants and Reels. Tonight, I'm going to see Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. It's holiday movie season. I'm not a huge fan of holiday movies. Most of them are there are a handful of good ones, but most of them are just so sweet. Too rich. It's too much. I can't do it. That's my problem. Let's go watch Dr. Seuss's The Grinch and see if this is fun holiday times. Back in a sec.
Merry Christmas to you!
You're a mean one, mister.
Let's talk about Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. It's hard to be mean to a kid's film, but I'm going to. Because you took a Dr. Seuss classic story, a book and a story that has some of the most genius poetic storytelling, and you just took that artistry right out. We'll just take this poetry and scatter it. They kept trying to bring pieces of it in and fit it into this neutered story, this neutered film. And it didn't fit. It didn't work. There were differences in tone and cadence. It didn't work. And for this film, it was evident. It was very clear that the Chuck Jones animation, the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas animated film, that was a source of inspiration, so to speak. But the people being inspired didn't appear to understand the things that made Chuck Jones a brilliant animator and director. His sense of timing, his the way he framed everything in otherworldly ways. That they missed all of these elements that were crucial to the success of that story and that original animated film. I don't know how they blew past all of these things. The story was, they made it even more bland than the Ron Howard Jim Carrey remake, which was in my opinion, a pretty terrible film. This is at least watchable, so it's better than that. But the entertainment value isn't very high because it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of substance. Everything is muted and toned down. There are no real stakes. Everything happens at the drop of a hat. There's no build up, no narrative direction. It was a series of small bits put together, disguised as this classic story, and they tried to push that life lesson, the moral of the story. They tried to shove that in, but it didn't fit because they robbed the story. They robbed the character, especially the Grinch. They robbed the Grinch of the necessary character elements that would have really made that change in his the change in his heart, his heart growing 3 sizes. They took away the character elements of him that would have made that profound change to his inner being profound at all. Instead, it was inevitable in this. And that's not interesting. An inevitable change, something that you can see coming, even pretending for a moment that you didn't know the story, because only the youngest audience members are not going to know this story. If you manage to adulthood without reading or hearing or seeing The Grinch in its original form, that's impressive. That's really impressive. How did you do that? And I sidetracked myself. I lost my own train of thought. Good job. The film is very good for a young audience, kids that, put this delicately, like crap. It's no, not crap. That's way too harsh. Kids don't have many kids, not all kids. Many kids don't exactly have a very sophisticated palate when it comes to entertainment that they enjoy and consume. So things that are simple, they're funny, and they're not challenging. That's great. They'll eat it up. This is one of those. It's not challenging. They're spoon-fed every point and element. It's really kind of ridiculous, and it felt belittling to the audience. On a positive note, the animation in whole was very good. It was very, very well animated, and there were plenty of story elements, even character elements and moments that I did enjoy. So this is not a film that is irredeemable and without its merits. And I'm sure plenty of people and families are going to enjoy this and really like it. And I don't blame them. It is still a far cry from what it should have been. And that is sad. And that's where I'm going to leave that. It is a sad echo of Dr. Seuss and what it should have been. Thanks for watching. This is Rants and Reels. Have a good night.